Okay, let's move on. Toy Story 2. This is going to be another contentious, fiery opinion that is very unpopular on my part. Toy Story 2, C tier. That is the least best Toy Story for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Any
it's
particular
another
reason?
it's another one of those things like the second of anything is gonna be the worst in my opinion. So
Oh, man.
it's the weakest story in my opinion, the weakest like side
Oh
character
no.
other than Jesse. Other than Jesse. But I
All right.
feel like a lot of the like most of the movie's effort was put on Jesse, and Toy Story 3 blew it out of the water immediately upon
I
its release.
Dude, I beg to differ on that, man. I see your point, and you make a. I mean, I I think this is one of those cases where the sequel outshines the original
Hmm.
because it does everything that a sequel should do. It expands on the lore. It develops more characters that you already got to know and love in the first one. Plus, the technology from the first movie to this one leaps and bounds because I seen the character faces like Andy, Andy's mom, etc. Freaking not Weird Al, the chicken guy. Al. Oh, it is Al. Al's totally barn.
Yeah, his
For
name
some
is
thinking,
Al.
I'm thinking Weird Al Yankovic was in this movie for some reason.
That would be very funny.
Um, it was the animation between like the faces and everything. It just was perfect as a sequel. Like it does everything. Like story was good because it went to the lore. It developed the characters. It has great references. Added new characters that were
Hmm.
awesome. And just generally, I think it is a great sequel, and I would put that in. Actually, I put that in S tier.
Wow. Okay, that's
Oh wait, oh hold on, that's a
yeah.
lie. I did not put that in
That's
S
a
tier.
big.
No,
That's a
no, no. I put it in A tier actually, but I said
okay.
S tier. That was my own fault. That was a slip of the mouse.
Yeah, yeah. I can't. I
Yeah, yeah, there's no way. Love Toy Story, but
yeah.
there's no.
So on that note, Toy Story 1. I would say A tier. A tier for Toy Story 1. Honestly.
I am giving Toy Story 1 A tier as well. However, it is not. It's it's not the highest of the A tiers.
That's
It is
fair.
because currently my A tier rank goes Pinocchio, Nightmare Before Christmas, Toy Story 2, Stitch, and Toy Story.
Yeah. I mean, I think I like Toy Story because they did a lot with the limited technology that they had, and the story, I don't know, it just felt more grounded. I felt like Toy Story 2 was a lot more like fantastical. Toy Story 1 was very grounded, and I don't know if realistic would be a good word for it, but I felt like
Hmm,
they made the theme believable
I get
for
that.
me, and there's a magic in that. Like not even in animation, not a lot of people are capable of making a believable story. I think Toy Story pulled it off really well.
By no means am I trying to besmirch Toy Story, because my parents can tell you that when I saw it as a child, I believe this was my first movie ever seeing in theaters,
Oh wow.
and when the movie was done, I went to my mom and said, "Rewind it because I want to watch it again." So
That's
clearly, I
cute.
love the movie, and I think after that movie, my mom painted my room with clowns like Andy's room.
Oh
So
nice.
clearly, best mom. Actually, yeah, factually best mom, and I can prove it mathematically.
Hi
Um,
Joe's mom.
I don't think she's listening. All right.
You don't know that. Just in the future maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Hey,
Yeah.
mom. All right. Mom stuff aside, I gotta
Yep.
say, yeah, Toy Story, solid choice for A. And
Cool.
next one on the chopping block is Up.
I'll let you go first with this.
Up. Okay, this is a tough one for me to rank because the first 5 minutes are by itself, that could have been a short, and it would have been such a great short. However, obviously, having the story go full circle and him, Carl, fulfilling his dream, plus Doug, who doesn't love Doug?
Yeah.
I do love this movie. It's I like Carl's development. It's just I forgot the villain's name, the explorer
I
guy.
was actually thinking about that the other day. I had it in my head. I don't know what it is anymore.
That's where it gets kind of weird for me. So it was when I first saw Up, I was thinking hands down S tier, but the more I thought about it, it's just A tier. Not that A tier is anything to
No,
sneeze at.
yeah, you
It's
can't.
just
Uh, exactly. So,
it's
I agree. Up is actually one of my favorite Disney or Pixar movies. It is number two next to, and I will reveal that once it comes up.
oh
Um,
no, I already know your number one is. You have to.
do you though?
Oh, facts, dude. I
Uh,
oh,
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But
all right.
Up is A tier. I really like because a lot of people like. That's another one that's kind of similar to what was it, Pinocchio, where they base their feelings about the movie on just one part of it, but the story makes sense. It's about Carl letting go of letting go and following his dreams.
So you say let it go one more time, you're cut off.
We're not there yet. Is that even on that list? On this
It,
list?
it is. It is.
Oh,
I took a peek. It
fair,
is.
fair. But um, no, I really enjoyed it. I think all of the side characters are great. The villain arc was a little janky, but
I
it's
got you.
other than that, I feel like the villain was shoot in. But other than
So wait,
that,
what tier you put it in?
oh, A,
A? Ah,
yeah,
all right. All right, so next up is Cinderella,
okay,
1950 princess.
mm-hmm,
Let's give her, honestly, I think she's A.
okay,
I, I'm tied between C and D. I think I'm gonna give,
don't,
I think I'm gonna, it's a C.
okay.
C for Cinderella.
That's respectable. We're about to exchange some words if you
Oh
put it
no,
on D.
the only reason why I'm tied between C and D is I did not really like the animation. The thing is, I'm okay with the story being what it is, and
Mm-hmm.
this I some of the songs I like, and it's I don't know, it's a good movie overall. It doesn't really scream to me like top five, so it's
I can respect that. I can respect that. Um, Cinderella for me, A also. Cinderella is one of my favorite Disney princesses, and
wow.
obviously this can be a topic for when we get more intense into, you know, Walt era animation, I guess.
Okay,
But the things that you have to understand basically is they just came out of World War II when they started developing this. Disney had no money, so they had to make do with the money they
that
had to make Cinderella, and they
well then we'll just have to go into that when we do
yeah,
the
yeah.
history.
I don't want to get too far into it, but I feel like that's very important to know if we're going to talk about animation style. But I mean,
I
I think it has a really good theme, and Cinderella is a very strong princess in my opinion. So, hey,
oh absolutely. I There's her as a character. I do think is a good character.
mm-hmm,
It's just in my opinion, it's just not one of the stronger ones, like in a movie overall.
mm-hmm.
But
That's fair.
let's go to the next one, which is
Okay,
101 Dalmatians.
I'll kick this off if you don't mind.
Yeah, man, take it.
101 Dalmatians is one of those movies, like, I know it, and I could probably give you the basic story beats, but it's not one that's going to jump out. It's not one of those movies that jumps out at me, personally.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm throwing that in C tier. Plus, like, the Xerox era was not my favorite animation style era.
I The animation was a little wonky, but overall story wise, I've just watched it again recently just because I remember random bits, and it I wish I described it before I just recently watched it because it would have been a lot more hilarious for me trying to describe this movie to you.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching it, the story's just not. I'm not about it. I will say though, the Crawl to the Ville song is clearly one of the most memorable songs of
Oh,
the
Cruella
Disney.
de Vil is a fantastic villain,
Exactly,
just in
and
general.
and the song itself is one of those like memorable classic Disney song, but one good song isn't gonna save that movie.
Nope.
That movie is D.
Okay. I have no beef with you about that.
It,
Great
it
Mouse
is what it is.
Detective. Uh,
Great Mouse.
what I will say about the Great Mouse Detective, not a lot. I, I'm not gonna say I really like it, but I do like it. The villain Ratigan is a strong point in the movie. Animated really well and one of the best Disney villain songs. Let's be real. Um, B, B tier.
I gotta say, I really don't remember this movie. I remember the Radigan song, and I remember the fight in the end of the movie. Or I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
say fight, but the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
But for the rest of it, for life of me, which is weird. I love Sherlock Holmes and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So you'd imagine that a Sherlock Holmes mouse
Mm-hmm.
would be my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for this movie, I definitely need to rewatch. I truthfully don't recall.
Well, like you said before, Disney Plus probably on there.
Oh, probably.
I feel like maybe like 6 months from now, I feel like we need to watch all of these movies and take all of the everything that I haven't seen, don't remember, and we need to do this again.
Or just rewatch all these and then redo our list.
Yeah, and just in general because like I'm going off of memory for a good majority of these.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So moving on to Little Mermaid, which is a movie I watched or I rewatched recently. It is still fantastic. Mwah, S tier.
S tier. All
Yep.
right.
Chef
I
kiss.
feel that it gets A tier for me.
Okay.
Honestly, for the exact reason that you said, plus Under the Sea is such
Straight
a
banger.
catchy song, and it's such a like. It's one of those earworms. Like once it gets in your head, it's not going away for a hot
Yeah, I'm
while.
thinking about it right now. Actually, it's like one of those immediate like my memory goes right to that song whenever I see anything Little Mermaid. Doesn't matter what,
Exactly.
it goes straight to Under the Sea.
Just it was very well done. I nothing much else you can say about that.
Nope, not at all.
Oh
Um,
boy.
there are things that I can say about this, but I'm gonna keep it real short. Bad garbage. Cars 2. Bad garbage.
Oh, I concur. Cars 2, steamy hot. Now, I'm not just saying that just because it's super easy to shit on this movie
Yeah.
because it became a meme in itself.
Mm-hmm.
However, I went in there with honest to God, I want to try and like this movie. I didn't want to let all these memes and negative opinions sway me from this.
Mm-hmm.
However, I it just was not good. For
Yeah.
example, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to watch Cars doing spy stuff. Like that was just such a weird
That is, yeah, this
premise.
is such a weird angle to go at, and like there was some like comedy, and I really like stories where they take characters like I like fish out of water stories where they take characters where they obviously don't belong in the setting they're in and put them in that setting. I like
But
stories like that. It did not work for Cars 2,
but
or they made it not work.
if I was gonna watch a spy movie, I would have watched Austin Powers instead. Like that was it's because Austin Powers is by no means it's not the top 25 all-time movies ever made. It's still very enjoyable and
Mm-hmm.
has a great laugh, even though I'm, I haven't watched it in a while, so I'm not sure how it aged. But for my memory of it, it is clearly a more comparable comedy spy movie than this rubbish.
We may have to come back to that because I would argue that Austin Powers probably aged really well, but I would have to come back to that after rewatching it. But yeah, Karsu, who no, I'm not gonna harp on points that the internet has probably pointed out since the movie came out. But no, it's
Absolutely.
it's trash. Lion King, yes, S tier. Mm-hmm. That is actually my favorite of the Disney Renaissance movies. It is, like what you said about Under the Sea being an earworm, except
Yeah.
all of the songs in The Lion King. Uh, best Disney villain song. One of the best Disney villains. I think is like number 2 for me.
Wait, so you think "Be Prepared" is the best Disney villain song of all
Yes.
time?
Yes.
All right, you heard it there. All right, just want to make sure I heard you correctly.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love The Lion King.
Uh,
However, I think at its best, it is very like it is right behind Pinocchio at top of the A tier.
okay.
Apex predator of the Disney movies.
Is it because they're lions that they're predators?
Well, I'd imagine so. Because if they were another type of predator, I think we'd be more concerned.
Fair.
The point being for this one is it's a very beautifully animated, great story,
Mm-hmm.
and over like there's it's hard to nitpick things that are bad about this unless you're getting into like the very nitty gritty like continuity and anything else, or the fact that it's basically Macbeth with lions.
Yeah.
My thing is overall, I thoroughly enjoy it, but I don't know what it is. I just don't see it as like my all-time favorite.
Okay.
There's just some quality I think it's missing. It
Mm-hmm.
might have been the fact that I probably watched it in its entirety
Mm-hmm.
over a dozen times. Like if you look at like a stats card of me watching movies, that's probably one of the most watched ones or rewatched ones at that case.
Mm-hmm.
That I think I either outplayed it or something happened, but it lost that thing, that quality that cannot be described. It's just unfortunately I just can't put it at S.
That's fair. You know, I can't exactly blame you for that. For me, Lion King is a movie I could probably watch over and over. I'll listen to the soundtrack by itself just to like
Oh,
concentrate.
soundtrack is great.
Oh yeah, like they absolutely smashed it with the soundtrack. I mean, just like not even like the songs, like the lyric songs, but like the instrumentals. Oh my god, chills! I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. Real talk.
Real talk. All right. Next one coming up is The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I'm gonna let you go first because people are not gonna like my opinion about this.
Oh, I'm interested in that then. For me, I think this is a solid. Uh, I said that with such confidence, and now I'm joking.
Ah,
Because I was
that's
looking at
fair.
this and seeing it up with these other A tiers, it's good. But I gotta say, I'm gonna drop it down to B tier
Okay, fair.
because I think this is a very underrated movie, and it was one of the few times that Disney got pretty dark,
Hmm.
and it worked very well in its favor. Like it had a reason to be a dark movie,
I agree.
and I will say there's like a few things that for me personally kind of make it B tier because I love the songs and I think Hellfire is arguably a better song than Be Prepared. Now I love Be Prepared. I mean, you have goose stepping hyenas.
Hmm.
Like that's something that not many songs have.
Yep.
But Hellfire I think is just such one of those like eerie chorusy Roman Gothic kind of, you know what I mean? It's got that very
True.
like eerie vibe to it that's a little bit more creepy than goose stepping hyenas.
I can't disagree with you.
But the
Um,
point oh hold on, let me just get
yeah.
to the point that
Hmm.
I think it's a B tier just because the gargoyles are kind of annoying. Like George Costanza or not what the oh god, what's his real name?
His name is George. His real name is George Costanza for
Uh,
the interest of our
let George
conversation.
well then George Costanza gargoyle, hit or miss.
Yep.
Sometimes
Um,
sometimes he's just an eyesore, so
and
B
I
tier.
I have to ask in complete honesty, do you say that the songs are good in Hunchback just because of Hellfire, or are we
No,
talking about all of the songs in general?
all the songs.
Okay.
Hellfire is great. Um, the intro song, the I think it's Bells of Notre Dame,
Hmm.
great song. It is great exposition. It's well done. It tells like what makes a monster, what makes a man.
Hmm.
That I think that is such. Also, honestly, I think it's the like the chorus that goes along over it.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
vocals are superb. I
Well,
just think it's one of those underrated films by far.
if you don't mind, I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. E.
Do it, hit
E.
it.
The letter E is between a D and an F for me. Sorry. Sorry,
Hey,
internet.
E's for Esmeralda. So
This is a movie. I'm gonna be real quick. This is a movie that doesn't know what it wants to be for me. on the one hand, it wants to be super dark and super gritty and super eerie with a very realistic villain that I agree is probably on one of the tops. But it's also got gargoyles talking about pouring the wine and cutting the cheese and making guards do goofy hollers while they fall into hell lava.
Yeah.
This is a movie that doesn't know what it wants to be. I'm not a fan. I forget about a lot of the movie. I may have to rewatch it, but right now I can't put it up. I can't even put it at D. I can't justify that.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, we'll just brush right past that and get on to
Sure.
the Princess and the Frog.
That's fair.
All right. Do you want to take this one?
Sure thing. Tiana, I did not get to see it in theaters for reasons I'll go into later. Um, but I really like this movie. If for absolutely nothing else, just the novelty of Disney going back to 2D animation at that time when they thought they were going to get back into a renaissance. It's really a crying shame what happened to Disney's 2D, and honestly what happened to this movie, but I'll get into that later. Tiana is actually my favorite princess, believe it or not.
Oh
I
wow.
relate to her a lot in terms of, having a dream and working hard to get to where she wants to be.
That's
I relate
respectable.
to that. I look up to that for sure.
That's absolutely
Um,
respectable. I dig it.
yeah, but there were a couple of misses in that story.
Which are like, do you have any few off the top of your mind that you can
Um,
spit off?
Ray was not my favorite side character. I thought he was a little annoying, though the arc at the end, what happened to him at the end, like he becomes redeeming, but he's kind of annoying while
Hmm.
in the middle of that movie. And I feel like it was a little preachy at a couple of moments.
All
We'll
right.
probably have to go into it later, but I'm putting Princess and the Frog in A tier.
A tier? All
Hmm.
right. I mean, that's respectable one.
Yeah.
I will see your A tier and I will lower you to a B tier.
Okay.
I completely agree that Princess Diana is a very great like written princess, and her story also Almost There is a fantastic song.
Oh, this is
And
one of my favorite songs in the movie.
plus, I love the Art Deco style of it because you know I'm a fan of Art Deco.
Hmm.
That is clearly my cup of tea.
Yeah.
However, I can't remember the prince's name, the Naveen,
Naveen.
Naveen. I'm not gonna lie, he doesn't like his character, his arc. I don't really connect or vibe, or I don't think like he's not funny, he's not
I
charming.
thought he was
He's
funny.
just
Not necessarily charming, but I think that's what I liked about him. Like he didn't
maybe.
try to be a charming princess, and
He,
I liked that.
I mean, maybe I'll have to give it another watch. It's just to me, I think that it, like you said too, it being a little bit preachy in some areas, it kind of hurts it, and it goes down to B.
Fair.
Overall, it's still a fantastic movie. It's just when I think of it, I think that it is very well done. However, a few minor tweaks would have clearly made that one of those. I don't. What Renaissance is that even? Like
That was.
what?
I think they were trying to revive like the
Hmm.
'90s Disney Renaissance thing, and it didn't work out for reasons. But
Ah, well,
so can we take a moment to try to chop down this list a little bit? I think we should. I'll go first.
oh, are we in the lightning round? Like 20 of them?
Do like a lightning round of just the movies we haven't seen on the
Okay,
list. Okay, so I'm just gonna go first. I won't go into commentary on them because I haven't
okay.
seen them. So let's see. Pete's Dragon, haven't seen it. Return to
Okay.
Neverland, haven't seen it. Black Cauldron, haven't seen it.
Oh
Planes,
my
Fire, and
God.
Rescue, haven't seen it. um, Heffalump movie, have not seen it. Bambi 2, haven't seen it. Have no plans to. Um, Piglet's Big Movie, haven't seen it. Jungle Book 2, haven't seen it. Chicken Little, haven't seen it. No plans to. Brother Bear, haven't seen it. Yet. Yet. Don't attack me.
All right.
um, Strange Magic. I didn't even know that was a Disney movie. I've never heard of it. Haven't seen it. Sword in the Stone. Another one. Haven't seen it yet. James and the Giant Peach. I've seen it, but I don't remember it, so I'm putting it there too.
Okay.
Frankenweenie, the newer one. Haven't seen it. Planes. Haven't seen it. Doug's first movie. Haven't seen it. No plans to. Dinosaur. Haven't seen it. That's it. That's it for me.
All right, then I guess I'll chop down the list as well. The Good Dinosaur, didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Pete's Dragon, saw it, but I don't remember it.
Sure.
To be quite honest, I don't know the difference between Fantasia and Fantasia 2000.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that I probably don't remember the original Fantasia, and I most likely just saw Fantasia 2000. So
do you remember Donald Duck being Moses' assistant, or do you remember the Dancing Hippos?
Dancing Hippos.
Dancing Hippos, then it's Fantasia 2000 you haven't seen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'll switch that. My bad.
There you go. No worries, that's what I'm here for.
Let's see. Rescuers, I don't remember the original. I remember the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Fire and Rescue? No, I haven't seen it. Heffalump movie? Actually, I have seen that. I'm just trying to also match up the ones that you haven't seen as well.
Oh, yeah.
Bambi 2, you can't kill Bambi's mom again, so there's no reason for a sequel.
Nope.
Haven't seen it, don't plan on it. Let's go down to Piglet's Big Movie. Sorry, Piglet. Haven't seen you.
Oof. No, I'm just kidding.
Jungle Book 2. Have not seen it, have no plans to.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately saw Chicken Little, so that stays on here.
I'm excited to hear what you have to say about that later.
Oh boy, that is going to be a word
It's
salad.
going to be spicy.
Strange Magic. Have not seen, have no intention to see because I have no idea anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
Sword and Stone I have seen, and I remember Merlin mostly, but I don't recall that movie, so I don't have enough to say about it.
Sure.
James and the Giant Peach, I actually have seen, so that's on here. Frankenweenie, I have not seen. Doug's movie, don't recall, but I think it's like some like swamp monster or something happens in that, or something weird. The Tigger movie, I have not seen that, despite Tigger being clearly the best character in that, and the one that's greened out for me that I can't see. I think that's the new
Winnie the Pooh 2011.
Have not seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen the Tigger movie either. I forgot.
And the rest of these I have seen.
Okay.
All right, cool. That chops down the list.
So let's move on. Finding Dory. Saw that in theaters. It's basically a rebrand of Finding Nemo, except with internet meme character. I'll put it in B. It wasn't bad.
For me, it's C.
Okay.
I really wanted to like this movie, and the thing is, there's not many faults in the animation.
Well, no.
It was just too, like you said, it was just a repaint of Finding Nemo, and I genuinely like Finding Nemo. So
yeah,
just seeing it like parade in its skin, it didn't do anything for me.
That's fair.
It's watchable, but it's by no means. I don't think it's that high on the hog.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
All right, the next one I'm actually really excited for. So
don't let me roll on your thunder then.
Moana. I clearly have to put Moana as A. Despite, I will say, because I remember this came out when we were both working together at Disney, and I still have my qualms about it. I still do, story-wise. But overall, I can look past those things because it works as is. However, it would be S tier if not for a few story elements that completely got shafted. But overall, animation, song, and The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, killed it.
That man absolutely made the movie for me, honestly.
Absolutely. That and Hey Hey the Chicken.
Yeah, Maui and Hey Hey were my two favorite characters in the movie. I remember
the grandma was cool too.
What?
The grandma.
Oh, the grandma. I like the grandma.
Or dead grandma.
Yeah, she was a good character. Yeah. I liked her.
I feel kind of bad that I called her Dead Grandma Stingray, but
Spoiler territory, my dude.
Oof, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yes,
If
sorry
you look
about
up
that.